How you doing, ladies and gents? Big Mate Down School here, back once again with another Mortal Realms video for you. Gather round, one and all, as I take you through the pages of issue 20. Before we get started on the Mac, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Adam Edgar, who has very generously sponsored this video. Adam has been a great support to the channel, pledging regularly at the $5 level, but he increased his pledge this month in order to sponsor this particular issue. If you'd like to offer some support to the channel, you can do so by following the link up here to my Patreon. Adam wanted to sponsor an issue with a Stormcast hero in, and as you can see behind me, this is the perfect issue. It comes with the Lord-Arcanum and Evocator-prime, or Evocator-prime depending on your preference of pronunciation. I think of the word evocative when I say it, so Evocator-prime for me. These two miniatures come in the Soul Wars box, the same as the Nighthaunt heroes in last week's issue. We can give them a value of around £12, so a saving of £4. Two heroes like this for most armies though will set you back upwards of £40, so judge the true saving for yourself with this one. We're also going to be painting some Stormcast Eternals, and, as is almost always the case, we've got some new rules coming at us in the playthrough. On the first page we get loads of info about the Lord-Arcanums. That just feels a bit wrong to me. It feels like it should be Lord's Arcanum. But, you know, never mind, let's crack on. Anyway, I've done it already. Lord-Arcanums call down the power of the heavens themselves in order to battle the enemies of Sigmar. They are the leaders of the Sacrosanct Chamber in each storm host. Their rank is equivalent to that of the Lord Celestant of the numerous other chambers in a storm host. It's thought that the energies called down and harnessed by the Lord-Arcanums are the manifestations of the Prime Electors, which are thought to be an offshoot of the Great Bolts, columns of lightning so fierce that Sigmar has used them to bring down castles and near-immortal god beasts. Stop. Stop! What are these names? Prime Electors? Goodness gracious, great bolts of lightning? It sounds like a child's written it. And I'm sorry to whoever has come up with these names, but they just turn me off from wanting to get to know more about the lore of the world. I'm just one person at the end of the day, so I'm hoping most people don't have the same issues I have. With names like Great Bolts, that does sound quite fantastical, so in my opinion it fits well in a high fantasy setting. But then you get the Prime Electors, which almost seems as if they're trying to make it sound scientific. We don't need another science fantasy setting, we have one of them already in 40k. There are so many parallels between 40k and Age of Sigmar now that I'm struggling to get motivated for the lore. When you get deeper into it, I'm sure you'll spot more differences, but the problem is these magazines are just going to skim across the surface. But let's crack on and learn what we can about these characters. Many Lord-Arcanums like to bond themselves to a magical beast and ride them into battle. These beasts may take the form of a Griff Charger, a Taurolon, or the one I'm most drawn to, a Celestial Dracoline. These ferocious beasts respect strength of will, so a Lord-Arcanum bonded to a Dracoline is often more aggressive. On the next page we get Evocators! Corpuscant warrior wizards. Some famed Evocator-primes are Arwen Cometstar, Jedrus Fireark and Petra Windwalker. Their conclave is known as the Corpuscant Conclave. Some of the equipment they use includes a Grandstave and the Tempest Blade and Stormstave. Their specialities are magic, as they are wizards, and also melee combat. Evocators are some of the Stormcast's most potent warriors. These magic-wielding shock troops draw celestial lightning into their bodies, charging their weapons with blazing electricity. This is what makes them different from some of the other warrior mages of the Storm Host. Rather than hurling raw power of the storm energy they harness into the foe, they use it to make their weapons far more deadly. Similarly to some Lord-Arcanums, the most battle-hungry Evocators ride upon celestial Dracolines and combine their own storm energy with that of the beast. In the wild, the Dracolines dwell high in the peaks of Azir. They can be found sharpening their claws on the realmstone of the heavens, known as Celestial. In doing so, they charge themselves with magical energy, which is released in scorching blasts when they pounce on their foe. And that's why they make such a deadly combination with their rider. On to the next section, how to build. So this is another issue without a short story, just 4 pages of lore at the start, and then onto the build section, which is 2 pages. After that we get the paint section, that's 8 pages in total, and the Stormcasts are really starting to take shape now. As well as painting the minis we get with this issue, we revisit some of those we already have using Corn Red and Lead Belcher we received a few issues back. Lovely stuff. The playthrough section then, the final section. Is it me, or does this issue seem a little light on content?
Deep within the catacombs, far beneath the graveyard, Xandria Azurebolt and Anastasia Starstrike have located the relic they seek.
This week's mission is centred around Lord-Arcanum, Borin Glory Mantle. Why does that name feel like it means something to me? I don't know. Anyway, Borin, along with a group of 5 Sequitors, battle a Knight of Shrouds and 10 Chain Rasps on the surface in an attempt to buy the pair of Stormcast heroes that seek the staff a little more time. What they're introducing to us this week though is the roll-off. This is a dice roll that takes place at the start of each game turn that will determine which player takes the first turn. Unlike 40k where you roll off once at the start of a battle, in Age of Sigmar I may go first in the first turn, but then second in the next depending on the result of the roll. We also get new War Scrolls for the 2 heroes we get in this issue, as well as 1 for the Knight of Shrouds that we received last week. Onto the back page and what we're getting in issue 21. Dreadside Paradigms, of course, we know that from last week, don't we? 5 more to make up a unit of 10 in total. And the following week we get another paint issue, with 2 base paints, Baphiston Red and Rakarth Flesh. It's interesting to note that they also let us know we'll be learning more about the Chaos God Khorne in that issue, because it's often the paint issues where we get a bit more lore to make up for the lack of monetary value in the issue. And that rounds us off for another week. Before you go, don't forget to give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Any questions you've got you can ask in the comments below. There's a button here for you to subscribe if you've not already done so, and a Patreon link here if you'd like to support the channel. There's also a couple of videos here for you to check out at your leisure. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield.